The goats are taking over, roaming the deserted streets. Now that the humans in this town in Wales are following orders to stay home, there's no one to shoo them away. It's a phenomenon we're seeing all over the world. That's a civet crossing a main road in India. Can you believe wild pigs on the streets of Paris? And this bear is checking out a deserted neighborhood in Monrovia, California. In Thailand, screaming monkeys swarm a major intersection. The tourists have disappeared, and the primates have taken over. Talk about Planet of the Apes.
There's less and less people out in the streets, and wildlife are noticing.
David Mizejewski is a spokesperson for the National Wildlife Federation.
They're looking for sources of food and shelter and water, and just it's natural behavior for most species to kind of explore in their search for those things.
It's getting disgusting in hard-hit New Orleans, where rats have replaced the revelers on Bourbon Street. In Chile, this man-eating cougar was so brazen, he leaped over a 10-foot-tall security wall.
Shai, all praises to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim Makwakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, faithfully spreading this word in all sincerity and truth. Big shout out to all you Akim. As you can see, that wild beasts are starting to make inroads into the cities. And this is as prophesied in, if I can find the scripture is Isaiah. Let me see, Blue Letter Bible. Isaiah 13 and 22. And the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate places, and the dragons in their pleasant places. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. Let's just go back to the start of it. Lift up the banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the land, that they may go into the gates of nobles. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. The noise of the multitude in the mountains, like a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of battle. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. How are ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. And they shall be afraid, pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another, their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate. So the word desolate, let's have a quick look at the definition of desolate. A place uninhabited and given the impression of bleak emptiness. So this is as predicted, that their lands will be desolate, and that the wild beasts will come into the land and start to inhabit the places. Of the desolate places. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, both cruel and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. For the stars of heaven and the constellation thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Therefore I shall shake the heavens, and earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be as the chased roe and the sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land. Every one that is found shall be thrust through, and every one that is joined unto them, that is the wicked, shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes, their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. Now I believe the Medes are the Persians or the Iranians, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows shall dash the young men to pieces. So these are the arrows that are predicted to come, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency, shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. That is, these places that are being rendered empty will remain empty for a very, very long time. Neither shall the Arabian pitch their tent there, neither shall the shepherds take their fold there, but the wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there. Let's just look up that word doleful real quickly. Doleful. Sorrowful, mournful, doleful. Expressing sorrowful, mournful, or misfortune. So creatures that are of bad omen. An owl shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there, and the beasts of the island shall cry in the desolate places, and the dragons in their pleasant places. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. So that basically says it. That just gives you an idea of what time we're in. What's predicted next is war with the Persians or the Iranians, and that is for America. I'm not sure about what's going to happen in the UK, but I'm sure it's not going to be all tea and biscuits. With that, I'd like to say shalom, stay strong.